mostly cloudy with a low of 28. Monday will be partly sunny with a high of 45, and Tuesday will see increasing cloud cover with a high of 45. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to the Hoss Show, powered by the Yum Shop and the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Danae, and alongside Charlie Hossack, we are Mike and the Hoss. Charlie, I often say we've got a really exciting show ahead of us, but I mean it today. Yes. We were able to do something this week that sets that bar a little higher for us, for Mike and the Hoss and our little show. So pretty exciting to share that today.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been excited ever since we had the interview on Tuesday. It's been awesome. I can't wait to we haven't had a chance to actually listen to the interview. So we're going to be listening to the interview with the rest of the world today, which is awesome. And it's great. It's we're leading up now. Next week is Thanksgiving, and here we are. It's November. It's still beautiful outside. It's not the season of yuck, and I'm excited to be talking today with you guys, and I'm excited for the future, of course, of Mike and the Hoss.
Yeah, and so the interview went a little bit longer than our normal segments. And so we're going to kind of adjust some time. So you might, when you normally hear us, might be a commercial, or when you normally hear a commercial, it might be us. So, but it's worth it. We've been teasing since Wednesday. I think the interview was Wednesday, Charlie, wasn't it?
Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday. Yeah.
And we've been teasing on social media who it is. We're not going to give it up just yet. We're going to do that when we come back from the segment, and you're going to enjoy it because the person that we interviewed was spectacular. He was an absolute spectacular interview. So much insight.
And the other piece was before we started the interview, we had a conversation with him to let him know who we are, what we do, and all that stuff. And he was genuine. Like the guy, like he was interested in us and the conversation that we had. He's just someone that you could just sit down with and have a cup of coffee with or have a beer, and just seems like a down to earth, really good guy.
I'd love to sit down with him. Yeah. All right. Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro. It can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our previous shows on the Pulse Podcast Network, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar. And, of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off the Gingy Box. You can join our conversation, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080. And a special thanks to the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London for not only sponsoring our Facebook Live and YouTube Live, but also to help facilitate us being able to do this interview. So thank you, Bernie Heinz, for that.
Thanks, Bernie.
Opening Takes brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse,
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order the $5 Mike and the Hoss penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday, from 3 to 5 p.m. And check out all of their wonderful specials that they're having now that it's the off season in Wolfboro. They have all sorts of kind of local friendly meals. So check out the Back Bay Boathouse.
Okay. So my opening take is going to seem a little hypocritical. It's in this, our poll question is going to have to do this. And we're going to do our poll question after trivia in the third segment. But if you're a Bruins fan, you've seen the injury to Charlie McAvoy. You've probably seen it on tape. His teeth coming out. He has a broken jaw. He's out for an indefinite amount of time. Hopefully, it's sooner rather than later. But he got hit in the slap. He got hit by a slap shot with a puck in the face, and this has happened obviously before. And it's just, and I mean it being hypocritical because most hockey players, once they reach the professional level or once they reach, beyond youth level, in terms of men's league and, anything pickup or anything like that, don't wear face masks. They might wear the half a shield. I am somebody who I have not in the past not worn anything or worn a half a shield. Very seldom I put on the full face mask. It's been a bone of contention with my boys because they try to go out there without any mask on. I've gotten them to. One of them was at UNH to play some intramurals. He has full face mask. I had another one who's going to have. It's a battle that has been a lot harder than it should be, and I completely plan on showing them the McAvoy tape to see maybe that will motivate them. So the question that I have is do you think it's time for NHL players to be required to wear full face masks? And let's in perspective for a little bit. In football, in youth football, in high school football, in college football, and in professional football, they all wear the same headgear. They all wear the same masks. It doesn't go away once you get up to the professional level. You know, Drake May isn't running around out there with a half a shield. Right. You know, he's using the same protection, the same padding, obviously probably upgraded, but the same padding that the high school players are using. Hockey is kind of its own enigma, and we've seen for years goalies used to not wear any face masks, which is insanity, but they used to not wear any face masks. The old-time Bruins, and you don't have to go back that far for them to not wear any helmets. Right. You know, 70s and 80s and into the 90s, guys were grandfathered into not wearing helmets. And so it was weird seeing guys out there, you know, a Gary Doak out there on the Bruins, you know, skating around without a helmet, a Jean Bertel skating around without a helmet. The league has I believe they made the half shields mandatory, but it still exposes you to something that Charlie McAvoy had with a puck came to, you know, coming out his mouth and basically shattering his mouth. Your thoughts? I mean, I
guess my thoughts. Let me just ask some questions for clarification. For a hockey player that doesn't want to wear a face mask, what is the reason? Does it impact their vision, or why would they not want to wear a full face mask?
Well, I think there's a couple different ones. One is vision. I would say vision. And then there's the cool factor. You've been waiting your whole life to take the face mask off to be able to skate around the rink without your face mask. And I think there's that element of a cool factor. I don't think Charlie McAvoy is going to look, you know, that cool with a gaping hole in his mouth until he gets that fixed. But there is, I think, that element of you've been waiting to do it, and so you want to do it.
Okay. Here's my sorry to interrupt. Here's my other thing is that you've already put it, you know, you've talked about football, right? So here's the thing. When you get to the highest level in your professional sport, all right, you're a professional NHL player, hockey player, the other thing that you've become is you become a role model, right? You're a role model for the college players, you're a role model for the high school players, the youth players, all the way down through anybody that's playing hockey is now looking up to you. So I would think that the expectation is if you have taken on role model status, then you should actually be emulating proper equipment wearing, proper behavior, proper everything, so that the youth that want to eventually, hopefully become professionals or just become better at their sport, as they're looking up to you, you want to be the best version of yourself, as they would say. And as a professional athlete, you should be doing everything the right way. So you should be wearing that full face mask. You should be wearing the neck guard, right, for safety. So all of these things should be part of your day in and day out regular uniform, because every time you step on that ice, a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 17-year-old is looking at you and saying, that's my favorite hockey player. I want to be just like them. Oh, he's not wearing a full face mask. He's not wearing a neck guard. Mom, Dad, why do I have to do that? And it just creates all sorts of chaos at the youth levels. And you start having kind of this pushback where I think once you get to the professional level, do it the right way.
Yeah, and I think it's as simple, and hockey friends are going to be mad at me, but I think it's as simple as mandating it. Rinks, insurance companies, whatever, whoever is involved with the liability of these things, just mandate it. Everybody wears a mask. Everybody's playing on the same playing field. Everybody has the same vision issues in terms of, and you adapt. Yeah. Just go look at the McAvoy or the Char injury a few years ago, and see the damage. When you see teeth flying out of somebody's mouth, he got a puck straight into the mouth. It makes you rethink this. And I'm a hockey player. My boys are hockey player, and I'm rethinking this. And the boys and I are going to have a conversation. I think one of them's all set. The other one, we're going to have a conversation about it, and he's probably going to be mad at me, but we're going to have this conversation. He's 24 years old. I still want to have this conversation with him because it's those are life-changing injuries that McAvoy.
Yeah. So
deal.
I mean, and here's the thing: they're life-changing injuries for Charlie McAvoy, but Charlie McAvoy is a millionaire. Where a 24-year-old kid playing intramural hockey that's not wearing a face mask and gets hit in the face, that is life-changing, life-altering for that player.
Or on his dad's insurance too. So that's something to think about too. All right, we're going to be right back with our special interview.
News, traffic, weather, and discussion. Available to you anytime, anywhere with the always free to download Pulse of New Hampshire app.
It's time to celebrate 25 years of the Beck Cash Shriners Festival of Trees in Concord. So if you can't find that dusty box of decorations in the attic, why not win a gorgeous, fully decorated tree? With the 25th annual Beck Cash Shriners Festival of Trees, there'll be over 100 beautifully themed and decorated trees, all donated by generous people, businesses, and organizations. With a variety of sizes and themes, you're bound to find the perfect tree to celebrate the holidays in your house this season. Purchase chances to win your favorite and have time to enjoy. Take your chance to win the famous lottery tree too, along with cash calendars. It's the Beck Cash Shriners 25th annual Festival of Trees at Shriner Center, 189 Pembroke Road in Concord. Saturday, November 22nd through Sunday, November 30th. Doors open at 10 a.m. Closed Thanksgiving Day. Enjoy refreshments, games, and a special visit from Santa. For more information, call 225-5372 or go to beck-shriners.org. Celebrate 25 years of the Beck Cash Shriners Festival of Trees.
We do things the right way, the ethical way. Ethical Home Pro, Ethical Home Pro.
Do you feel that chill in the air? You know what that means. Don't get caught with a heating system that's not up to task before winter settles in. Now it's the time to call for your annual maintenance visit from Ethical Home Pro, located in Bedford. They'll keep your system running smooth and efficiently, saving you money on fuel, which helps prevent costly breakdowns in the future. Call Ethical Home Pro today at 603-216-2593 to schedule your maintenance or visit their website at ethicalhomepro.com. And if you mention this ad, you can save $20 on your service plus $10 off any repairs. That's ethicalhomepro.com. They do things the right way, the ethical way.
We do things the right way, the ethical way. Ethical Home Pro, Ethical Home Pro.
Owning a hot tub just got easier. You can afford it. Advanced Spa Pool in Hudson is offering one Nordic Crown XL $11,600 spa package on the NH Dollar Saver for only $5,000. That's more than 50% off. Picture yourself in your very own amazing spa, relaxing under the stars, sipping your favorite beverage right in your own backyard. Only one $11,600 Nordic Crown XL spa package from ASAP for $5,000. Don't wait. Available now on NHDollarSaver.com.
Did you know your aluminum pull tabs can make a big difference? Save and donate your aluminum pull tabs from beverage cans to the Beck Cash Shriners. Drop them off at Beck Cash Shriners, 189 Pembroke Road, Concord, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., excluding holidays. They'll recycle the tabs and use the funds to transport children and their families to and from Shriners hospitals, regardless of their ability to pay. Turn your aluminum pull tabs into hope by dropping them off at Beck Cash Shriners. For more information, visit beck-shriners.org.
Coming up at noon, we talk tech with Kim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
So, I was waiting for the music, Doc. This week, for us older fellows, marked the 40th anniversary of Joe Theismann's last game. And if you remember that infamous Monday night game where Joe played his last game, then you know what I'm talking about in terms of the injury. Through a mutual friend, we were fortunate enough to sit down with Joe Theismann on Wednesday, which was the anniversary of his last game. Joe Theismann attended the University of Notre Dame and went on to become a legendary NFL quarterback, best known for his 12th season in Washington. He led the team to Super Bowl 17 championship and earned NFL MVP honors in 1983. A two-time Pro Bowler, Theismann was recognized for his toughness, leadership, and competitive fire. After retiring from football, he built a successful career as a broadcaster, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker. Today, Joe Theismann remains one of the most respected voices in the game. Here is our interview with Joe Theismann. As we mentioned, we have Joe Theismann on the phone. Joe, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and thank you once again for joining us. And we really appreciate, Charlie and I both really appreciate it. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to join you. I love talking sports, and I never really had a chance to sit down and talk to my teachers a whole lot, so now I get to talk to two of them.
Right on.
That's awesome.
We appreciate that, Joe. Joe, my first question for you is, what's one thing about playing quarterback in the NFL that fans think they understand, but they actually get completely wrong?
Wow. I think sometimes when they see quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage with all their hand signals and all their screaming and yelling, people think that you're changing the play all the time. When, like anything else, it's a little bit of a mystery, and you want to keep the defense guessing a little bit. So sometimes you go through all the antics and all the verbal things that you scream out, and it means absolutely nothing. And I think people think every time a quarterback comes to the line and starts doing that they're changing a play. And it doesn't always occur that way.
Gotcha. So a lot of times it's just a decoy. Then they're going up there, going through the motions, but the play has been set, and that's the play they're going to call.
Well, no, not necessarily. And like I said, it's great that you mentioned that, because there is the art of deception. A lot of times they'll call two plays in the huddle.
Okay.
And you get to the line of scrimmage, and you hear a lot of quarterbacks yell, kill, kill, kill. And that means that the first play that they call is not the one they're going to run, but they're going to run another one, another option, another alternative. So, it's a little bit of deception. Sometimes it's difficult for the defense to develop a pattern so they can figure out what the quarterbacks are going to do. I mean, you've got these guys are so good, they're so big, they're so fast. You have to do everything you can to get the slightest little bit of an edge.
Right. Joe, we spend time on our show talking about, especially the current NFL, the referees and the calls that are made, or the phantom calls that are made. As someone who played in the 70s and 80s, how do you feel the rule changes, specifically protecting the quarterbacks, have helped or hurt the game, and how it's viewed by the fans?
Well, I don't think that the rules protecting the quarterback have helped the game. I think, obviously you want to protect the quarterback, because, what people lose sight of, they wanted to protect us too, but it's a contact sport. And nowadays what you see is defensive players with clean shots running at the quarterback and not willing to hit them because they're afraid of a 15-yard penalty. What is hitting you too hard in a sport that requires hitting people? Where's that? I've yet to see a meter on a television that says that crossed the line when it comes to hitting someone too hard. And, I guess the biggest thing for me when it comes to that particular situation is there is inconsistency in the way referees view roughing the quarterback. There's no set standard where if I wrap my arm around your neck, okay, that's holding. That's universal across the game. I think one of the most difficult things to call is, what is the referee going to do if I hit you hard? Now, I may hit you and tackle you and lift my hands off you, but if my body weight falls on you, they consider that roughing. I mean, you're asking guys to do something in a split second that are very difficult to do, but yet they're being judged. So I think that's one of the things that bothers me a little bit about the way the game is played. And to be honest with you guys, I tell every young quarterback, don't count on the refs to protect you. Don't count on the rules to protect you. Find ways to protect yourself so that you can play every game and work every day to get better.
That's awesome, Joe. Just a follow-up. Do you think the direction the NFL is going, though, is at some point has to turn back and reverse the course that they're going, just because there's so much protection, or especially around the quarterback, that the next step is really to say that it's going to be flags for the quarterback?
No, I don't think they'll reverse it. I doubt very, very seriously if the NFL would reverse anything. Now, we've seen them get rid of stuff. Remember the old, I guess maybe 5 years ago, on sideline catches, if it looked like the receiver was going to come down inbound, they called it a catch.
Yes.
Yeah.
They finally got rid of that stupid rule. And then it was ridiculous. I mean, again, it's a judgment. We have the aid of technology to be able to help us make decisions. They're using technology now to spot the ball. We have the ability through technology to be able to do things. I personally think that it's a huge mistake that the league is making by not allowing every play to be challenged. It's not going to. People come up with this stupid idea that it's going to slow the game down. It's not, because the coaches only have 2 challenges anyway. Why not look at everything? Yeah, just right across the board. Why not look at it? If I'm a coach and I feel like I need something challenged, let me challenge it. I know Coach Belichick was a big proponent of this, and I agree with him 100%. That, tell me why we shouldn't. It's not going to slow the game down. It actually makes the game better. From a fan's perspective, I'd like to see him get things right. And I'm fine with technology being able to aid it because we have the technology.
Agreed.
That's a good point, and I agree with you. Joe, just to put on the back burner so you can think about this, a little bit later I'm going to ask you a question about who you think is going to be MVP in the league this year. So just put that in the back of your head, because we want to talk about that, especially as New England fans. But my question for you is, watching the way today's mobile quarterbacks play, what part of your game, Joe, would have translated best, and what part would you have had to have changed?
I don't think I would have had to have changed any part of my game. I was very lucky. When I came into the National Football League, there were 2 very, very distinct drop-back quarterbacks that played ahead of me, Billy Kilmer and Sonny Jurgen. So when I had a chance to play, I basically played in their system, where it taught me how to throw the ball out of the pocket. I moved a lot in college, and I threw the ball out of the pocket a little bit, a fair amount, but I did it a lot more in my first couple of years as a professional. And to me, if you're going to be a successful quarterback, you have to be able to throw the ball from the pocket effectively. You're not going to be able to run around all the time, because look at the runaround quarterbacks and how often they're getting hurt. You're escaping initial pressure, but what young people forget is those defensive linemen, those 300-pounders, those 280s, the linebackers that are 260, they run as fast as you, and in most times faster. So you're not going to run away from them. And so, I think my game could have translated to this particular period as well, because, again, foundationally, I learned how to throw the ball from the pocket first and then had the ability to escape. But to Joe Gibbs' credit as an offensive coach, he moved me. Design movement. We'd move the pocket left, we'd move the pocket right, we'd run play action. And that, by the way, this is something for all the fans to be looking at. You watch the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott's under center a lot more. You watch the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts is under center a lot more. The teams that are having success with play action passing, and I haven't seen enough New England games to really figure out if Drake's doing it, but to me, Josh McDaniels is he's a big part of why there's such success for this young man. I think he's a terrific coordinator. I think he calls great plays. But I think we're moving more and more towards putting guys under center again, which makes a lot of sense if you want to run certain aspects of your offense.
Yeah, and from a New England perspective, McDaniels is putting May under center much more often than he was last year, which is a good thing. It's traditional, and it's probably protecting May because it's slowing that pass rush just a little bit more. And to your point, the shelf life for mobile quarterbacks is a lot less than the shelf life for pocket passers. Just, look at Tom Brady.
I know, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. You look at the guys that have had great longevity in our game. Drew Brees, Hall of Famer coming up. You have to be able to operate from a pocket successfully, and then the threat of your mobility is really what looms out there for the defense. But if you can be effective operating out of a pocket, you have a chance to be successful.
All right. Joe, let's shift gears for a second. We spend a lot of time on our show discussing betting, specifically the in-game, the prop betting that's happening, the player prop betting, and so on. As a former broadcaster and player, Do you support the in-game betting or the player prop betting the way that it's happening now, where like the overs for a particular touchdown? Because we're seeing some corruption happen, not just in football, basketball, and baseball, with specifically the in-game stuff. Where do you stand as a guy that played in the past in terms of the betting culture that we're seeing in professional sports?
Well, the betting culture has always existed. Now it's just become legal. I think that to me is one of the things. Prop bets are a part of it. They're going to continue to expand it. It's a big part of the NFL. So from my perspective, people are going to bet. So you want to try and do the best you possibly can, and you're going to have problems in any aspect of gambling and alcohol, drugs, and everything else. So my biggest concern when it comes to gaming is the young people. There's no filter for young people to be able to get online and start betting on all kinds of different things. And that's scary because if you have success, you're going to want more. If you don't have success, you're going to chase it to try and get some. So it's a never-ending cycle that doesn't amount to a lot of good things.
Yeah, we see just that's a rabbit hole with the prop betting, the individual player prop betting, because it's controllable by one person. And that becomes the really scary thing. If somebody's going to throw a game, then you have to get multiple people involved with that. But if you're going to just affect whether you're over, the under is on touchdowns is 2, and you decide to take a knee going into the end zone or something like that, I think that gets a little bit scarier. So
yeah, let me just say this: it's you don't know whether that person's going to be in a position to be able to possibly hit the over or the under. So the possibility exists that person may not touch the ball down around the goal line, for an example.
Right.
Or in particular games, maybe the receiver is not targeted as much as he has been in the past. It's quote unquote still a gamble.
Right. But, correct. Obviously, yeah.
Like again, they continue to expand and expand and expand gaming.
Joe, once again, we're going to switch away from sports betting, but what is the best piece of leadership advice that you ever got when you were in Washington? And then the other part of the question is, when did it click for you that it actually worked?
I think as a quarterback, you have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to verbally be able to communicate to the players what needs to be done. Your ability to be able to lead is based upon your performance, not anything you say. Your work ethic, how hard you study, how hard you prepare. And the other thing is, as a quarterback, in all likelihood, you're not going to get chewed out. So if an offensive lineman misses a block or a receiver drops a pass, hey, I should have thrown the ball better, or I should have got rid of the ball quicker to help you out. That's the way you build camaraderie. And guys trust you because they know you have their back. And so that all of a sudden now it's one team member relying on another team member on another team member. And, you see guys stand up and say, that's basically what Geno Smith, I saw him last night on an interview. He said, hey, blame me for everything. If your kids are late for school, blame me. If your car doesn't start, blame me. I found that quite comical, but truthfully, if you're the leader of a football team, if you're a leader of anything, you have, responsibility to the people. And that responsibility is a big word. I do motivational speeches. And it's one of the things I've added from a responsibility standpoint. As a quarterback, if you don't get the ball out of your hands and an offensive lineman gives up a sack, you're responsible to him, to his family, to his kids going to school, to mortgage. I mean, there's so many things that you're responsible for by doing your job and doing it right.
Yeah, great points. All right, we're going to put you on the spot now, Joe. 2 questions for you. Who's getting the NFL MVP this season, and who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Well, I like Matthew Stafford right now. At this stage of the season, I think Matthew Stafford, to me, is the MVP. Certainly, Josh Allen continues to stay in the running. I had a rough go a couple weeks ago, then came back with an incredible performance again. But I think Matthew has been very consistent in what he's done moving forward. But again, you got to remember, guys, hey, there's 6 more football games.
Yeah, right.
It's barely through the halfway point. So, I mean, that's one of those things that I listen to a lot of times on television. People say, if the playoffs started today, well, they don't. So don't talk about it.
Right.
And who's your Super Bowl champ?
Well, one other thing before I do that, I was fortunate enough to meet Drake May when he was in high school. We were doing a commercial down in North Carolina, and he was out on the field throwing the ball around, and I thought, I just thought that he was special at that point. When he was high school, you could see the ability to move, the ability to throw the ball. He had a great, beautiful release. I really loved everything about him. I'm thrilled to see him have the success that he is having with Mike and everybody up there. I was fortunate to play with Mike Vrabel at the American Century tournament this past year on Sunday. Had a lot of time to visit with him, and man, he's a person who has presence. When he walks in a room, people stop doing what they're doing, not necessarily because of his position, but because of his presence, and that's rare in anybody. Now, Super Bowl champions, wow. Philadelphia is starting to play better football. Certainly Denver is playing good football. Indianapolis, Daniel Jones, they've won 2 games of late with Daniel Jones not playing very well. Got the best probably running back in football there. I think there's a lot of opportunities for people. And how healthy will you stay going forward?
Yeah.
In other words, you got 6 games. Are you going to lose an offensive lineman? Are you going to lose a quarterback? Are you going to lose, key people? I think that's going to be very important. But if I had to pick one right now, this is going to sound crazy. I might lean towards Denver.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
It's not that crazy, Joe.
No.
All right. Well, Joe, we appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. We've enjoyed our conversation, and we look forward to if you're available in the future, we'd love to have you back on the show to just talk football.
Sure, we'll figure it out somehow. And by the way, I want to thank you both for being teachers. I think it's one of the most thankless jobs that anybody has with the society the way it is today, with the restrictions that you have, with the things that you deal with on a daily basis. Thank you for trying to make young people better, and thank you for being guys that take care of people.
Okay. Appreciate that, Joe. Really do appreciate that.
Much appreciated.
Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Take care.
Yeah, take care, Joe.
This is the Pulse of New Hampshire, 107.7 WTPL.
Our lots filled like a snow globe. We've got cars galore. Snow is coming, so don't make us short. Hillsboro Ford and Jeep Ram, you see. We're not snow removal, we're your dealership spree. Claim your dream car before it wears a snow beret. Pretty please. Avalanche of autos ready for you to check out. Our deals are blazing, that's what it's all about. We'd rather sell jalopies than wheel the snowplow. Hurry over, make that purchase now. Head to the hills, Hillsboro Ford and Jeep Ram.
It's winter prep time at Sear Lumber, and we're ready to supply you with all things needed to get those projects done. How's your roof looking? Does it need some repairs or even a replacement for the heavy burden of snow and ice this winter? We stock IKO brand roof shingles and all accessories for your roofing projects. Looking for metal roofing? Sear Lumber is your standing seam roof source, and we'll help you estimate the cost of materials for your roof, free of charge. Keep the family warm this winter with New England wood or Valvey hardwood pellets delivered to your location by truck and forklift. Make sure your windows aren't bleeding your dollars away with cracked seals or breaks. We have a huge variety of vinyl replacement windows, Anderson wood and vinyl windows, as well as Therma-Tru insulated fiberglass or steel doors. At Sear Lumber, we believe in value for your money. It's not too early to pick up your winter supplies. Stock up on rock salt, shovels, everything you'll need to get through our New Hampshire winter. We're conveniently located right off Exit 7 on I-89. Stop in and see us today, and we'll get you ready for winter. Open 7 days a week, online at SearLumber.com.
We hear it all the time. I wish I'd known about this sooner. Why didn't my doctor tell me this could help? Hi, this is Dr. Stephanie and Dr. Brooke from Crossroads Chiropractic. After 25 years on the radio, we hope you know that misalignments in your spine could be the cause of unwanted secondary health conditions like neck pain, sciatica, low back pain, migraine headaches, and even things like asthma, digestive problems, or infant colic.
Shifts in the spine, called subluxations, can happen at any age, from slips and falls, car accidents, poor posture, sports, and even the birth process.
We hope you know that only chiropractors are qualified to detect and correct subluxations in the spine.
Make a date with us. Find out how chiropractic can help you with an initial visit at Crossroads Chiropractic. This month, a complete exam with any necessary x-rays is just $59 at our 4 convenient locations in Pembroke, Meredith, Bedford, and Epping. Call 603-575-9080 or visit us on the web at crossroadschiropractic.com.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free to download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Haas on the radio waves. Teachers by day, coaches making plays. Sports talking games.
Welcome back to Mike and the Haas. That was fantastic. Our interview with Joe Theismann, and that was brought to you by Bailey's Bubble.
It was brought to you by Bailey's Bubble. Family owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Haas sent you. The nice thing is this leads us right into trivia, and today's trivia actually has to do with Joe Theismann. So today's trivia is sponsored by Lucas Roasting Company. Lucas Roasting Company on King Street in beautiful Back Bay, Wolfboro serves the most delicious coffee, tea, espresso, and lattes, freshly roasted right in the cafe. Voted New Hampshire's best coffee 5 years running, they offer over 40 single origin coffees and blends, perfect for personal or large business orders. Visit Wednesday through Saturday, 7 to 3, or order anytime at lucasroasting.com and have great coffee shipped right to your door. So you're going to get a chance today to win a gift card, and it's an e-gift card, so you're going to get a code to Lucas Roasting Company, and thanks again to Lucas Roasting for sponsoring trivia. The number you need, 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080. Here's the trivia question. During the infamous Monday Night Football game on November 18th, 1985, Joe Theismann suffered a career-ending leg injury. Which New York Giants linebacker made the tackle on the play? So Joe Theismann had the career-ending leg injury. We want to know which New York Giants linebacker made the tackle on the play. 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080 for a chance to win a gift card to Lucas Roasting Company in beautiful Wolfboro.
All right. While we wait for the phone to ring, we're going to kind of continue a little bit with our poll question in terms of the masks in the NHL. And so, Dog, what was last week's poll question, and what is this week's going to be?
It's all Boston sports related. That will be the case today. This was the case last week. Should the Celtics fire coach Joe Mazzulla? 100% yes, 0% no.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, it is a tough crowd. Well, based on, I said earlier in the show, or before the show, based on last night's loss to the Nets, I think Joe Mazzulla is definitely on the hot seat.
Good. All right, Dog, what about this week?
Okay, we talked about earlier in the show today with the recent Charlie McAvoy injury. Should NHL players be required to wear full face masks? Yes or no?
And I got to tell you, I'm at a yes at this point, and I think I don't think it's just NHL. I think they should carry it all the way down. I think it's just face masks with the new sticks that they have now, and that the shots are harder than ever. Pucks are flying all over the place, and I don't know, guys don't protect themselves the way that they could or used to. I think you need to have the mask on. Again, these are going to be tough conversations I'm going to have with my boys. Fear for me.
Hey,
because
Right.
they're gonna
Let me
they're gonna fight me.
Mike, let me do trivia one more time so people can get it. Once again, trivia sponsored by Lucas Roasting Company in Wolfboro. During the infamous Monday Night Football game on November 18th, 1985, Joe Theismann suffered a career-ending leg injury. Which New York Giants linebacker made the tackle on the play? 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080. And for those of you that didn't get a chance or want to re-listen to the Joe Theismann interview, of course, that will be posted later today, so you can listen to it at your leisure.
Quick Bruins moment as far as how the team's doing. They are in first place in the East. I think it's the East. In the fourth in the conference, so the playoff goes by conference, so they would be fourth in the conference. They won last night. They're out in Los Angeles. They won in overtime. It's, they're kind of, like we said this last week, they seem to be doing better than we thought they would.
They did, yeah.
The Celtics, on the other hand, as you referenced now twice, last night was not a good moment for them, but I think it's more typical of what we're seeing from them. I was going to say before last night, I would say, well, they do beat the other bad teams as a positive, but they didn't do that last night.
They did do it. I mean, the Nets picked up their third win of the season last night. So yeah, so the Celtics are sitting at 8-8, and it's really, like you said, the teams that they've beat are the teams that are not going to be in the playoffs. So 8-8, that's tough. It's a tough start for the Celtics.
When we come back, we're going to do our picks, and it's getting close, unfortunately, and a little Patriots talk. Oh. So before we go to break, we're going to go to Skip from Somerville at the answer for trivia. Skip, what do you got?
I believe it's LT, Lawrence Taylor. Came around the edge and got him at a bad angle.
Absolutely. Skip, you are right. It is Lawrence Taylor, LT, and that was that picture, the leg injury is just horrific. I mean, I remember I was a kid, remember seeing it, and it was terrible. It was all over the news, the TV back then, because they didn't have social media. But that was the injury. It happened 40 years ago this past Wednesday. You won yourself a gift card. Stay on the line, but you won yourself a gift card to Lucas Roasting Company. I hope you like coffee because it's delicious coffee, and you're going to love Lucas Roasting Company right here in Wolfboro. So, Skip, thank you so much for listening. Great. Yeah, thanks so much for listening to the show, and enjoy your coffee. And don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Haas sent you.
Thanks, Skip.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Great.
All right, we're going to go right to break.
News, information, and discussion. This is 107.7 WTPL.
Are you someone who loves networking and seeking a new opportunity to grow financially? Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 job where every day is the same? If so, here at Penny Media, the home of this radio station you're loving right now, we're accepting resumes for dynamic and driven marketing consultants to join our team. If you're passionate about radio, music, events, digital, and the idea of helping businesses grow, it's time we met. Our marketing consultants have the autonomy to create their own schedule, say yes when others say no, enjoy comp plans like you've never seen in media sales, and spend their days in the communities that matter to them. At Penny Media, you'll be a crucial part of our team that is dedicated to helping businesses succeed while enjoying the process. And the best part? No income limits. The harder you work, the more you can earn. To learn more and submit your resume today, simply text opportunity to 78,000. That's opportunity to 78,000. We can't wait to meet you.
Ugh, I don't get it. I'm doing everything they said to do. Maxing my 401k, buying stocks, trying to save what's left after bills, and I'm still not getting ahead.
That's because you're following the normal plan, the one that keeps most people broke.
So what? I just stopped saving?
No, you start winning. I read Sean Dempsey's new book, Financial Cheat Codes, and it changed everything. It showed me that being normal is the problem.
How so?
Well, Sean explains how to build passive income that's greater than your monthly expenses. He uses principles from legends like Robert Kiyosaki to help regular people break free from debt and build wealth.
So you're saying there's a cheat code for financial freedom?
Exactly. The system is rigged, but Sean shows you how to play it smarter.
Okay, where do I get it?
Go to financialcheatcodes.net and grab your copy. The book launches January 1st.
Financial Cheat Codes by Sean Dempsey, available January 1st, 2026. Visit financialcheatcodes.net. Don't just save money, learn how to win the game of money.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G5G.
Oh, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of it.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month's charge. Tax with sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss on the radio waves. Teachers by day, coaches making plays.
Oh, the New England Patriots are doing, it's safe to say they're doing better than anybody expected them to do. National, local, even the most diehard Patriots fan never expected, 9-2.
Yeah.
And they were in national news this week for the whole drama with First Take and Stephen A. Smith, where Stephen A. called Drake May a liar because he didn't hear of their show and didn't know who was on the show. And it was nice to see Stephen A. got it handed to him a little bit this week.
Yeah.
Because the argument wasn't very good. Stephen A. And I heard on another radio show, they said that the reporters are not supposed to be bigger than the show, bigger than what they're reporting on. And Stephen A. considers himself bigger than they're reporting on. And I appreciated Drake May saying, no, I don't really know who you are. So that was pretty good. Dog, you want to add on that? You look like you're reaching.
Freeman A. Smith, again, he's not a reporter. Yeah, he's he's a TV talking head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, Lakers in 5.
That was good. That was good.
So this week they just announced that they're playing Cincinnati. They just announced that Joe Burrow is not going to be playing. So there was some talk that Joe Burrow might play. I actually think that that's a good thing for the Bengals. Joe Flacco.
They got Flacco. Yeah.
And Flacco's beaten the Patriots before. He has beaten the Patriots. It looks like Ramondre Stevenson and Kayshon Boutte are going to be back. They're obviously in a pretty good space. We got a few minutes before we do picks. I got a little game here. It's another quick one. I would call it I'm okay with Drake May's ceiling being like. So I'm going to give you a name, and you tell me if the Drake May's ceiling, where you see him in 2, 3, 4 years, the best that he can be, if you're going to be satisfied if he's like these quarterbacks.
Okay.
You guys understand?
Well, yeah, I understand. But my question is, can I be satisfied with multiple quarterbacks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just making sure I didn't have to pick just one. Okay.
No. You don't. It's just it's a yes or no. I'm okay with Drake May ceiling being like Drew Brees. Would you be okay if Drake May was as good as Drew Brees was as far as his career and his accomplishments?
Yes, because Drew Brees is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Yes.
Dog?
Yes. Hall of Famer soon to be. And that thing called a Super Bowl ring.
So
yeah.
Only one, though. We're okay with one? All right.
One's better than none.
I'm okay with Drake May's ceiling being like Brett Favre.
Yes. I mean, I know you're not a huge Brett fan, Mike, but I like Brett Favre, and I'd be happy with that.
Dog?
Again, Hall of Famer, one ring, one is better than none. Dan Marino would love to have a ring.
Yeah, but also I think he cost them some rings too. He cost them rings. I don't want him to be Brett Favre. Tony Romo. Romo.
Yes, absolutely. Tony Romo was a great quarterback. He may even be a better analyst. But yeah, I'd be fine. Tony Romo was excellent. If if Drake May ceiling was Tony Romo, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Dog?
Only if he follows in the footsteps of Tony Romo. I don't know, Jim.
I'm a no. I'm expecting, based on what we see from Drake May this year, I'm expecting higher than Tony Romo. Matt Stafford still playing. Matt Stafford out in Los Angeles playing at a very high level. Super Bowl. What do you think? Matt Stafford would be okay with
Matt
that?
Stafford, Matt Stafford and Drake May are in the same conversation this year because they potentially could be 1 and 2 for MVP of the league. So Matthew Stafford is an excellent quarterback. It's hard for me to pick this one. I guess I'm going to say no because they're in the league together right now. So no.
Doug?
Yes, because don't look at Stafford's time where he was getting bruised and battered in Detroit. Look at the years now in Los Angeles. He essentially saved his career. Now, if you don't want the career of that, no. But if you want a Stafford-like career where you're going to the Hall of Fame, and again, Super Bowl ring, MVP discussion, a chance to win another Super Bowl ring, nowhere to go but up in that regard.
Russell Wilson.
I'm going to be a hard no on this one. I mean, I know he was okay for a little bit, but no, Russell Wilson, no, thank you, because his stock has gone way down.
Dog.
2 years ago, yeah. Now, no, it's not. It has not ended well. I mean, Jameis Winston is now starting for the Giants, not Russ.
If Drake May follows the career path of Russell Wilson, I'll be disappointed. I'm expecting more than that. I have a few more, but we don't have time. We're going to have to go to picks. As I mentioned earlier, Charlie has closed the gap. So has Dog. Last week wasn't the best week for me. I got to make it up. Our first game is the Steelers at 6-4 at the Bears. If it wasn't for the Colts, the Broncos, and the Patriots, the Bears would be the talk of the league, just the way they've come back. But anyway, Steelers at the Bears. I have to go first because I am still in first place. I've got the Bears. I don't think the Steelers are going to win it on the road.
Yeah.
Charlie, you're up.
Yeah, I actually think the Bears are for real, and I'm going to take the Bears at home over the Steelers.
Dog?
It's against my religion as a Green Bay Packers guy to never pick the Chicago Bears. Go Steelers.
Oh, all right.
All right.
I thought he was ready to say the Bears. The Colts at the Chiefs. Chiefs just came off the loss from Denver. Colts at 8-2. They are rolling. I don't see the Chiefs losing at home, so I got KC winning.
I'm going to disagree with you, Mike, and I cannot ever root for the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like anything about them. So I am taking the Colts over the Chiefs.
Dog?
I think the Colts are got a chance here, but ultimately it's in Kansas City. I think if it was at India, it would be a different story. I'm going to take KC.
The Buccaneers at 6-4. What a stretch the Buccaneers had. The Patriots, the Bills, and now the Rams. Yeah. That's a rough stretch. Buccaneers have lost both those games, the Patriots and the Bills. I think they're going to lose this one too. They're going to get the trifecta of losses. I got the Rams.
I got the Rams, and from Dog's mouth, he'll probably already say this. The Rams are looking super. Yeah.
It's unanimous, guys, and this is the Sunday night game. So, you know what? I'm hoping there's some fireworks in terms of Baker Mayfield and Matt Stafford putting on like a quarterback clinic, burning the secondaries. I hope it's like one of those 45-38 type games, but I got the Rams in this one.
You heard it from Dog. Take the over on Sunday night. Panthers at the 49ers. Brock Purdy came back, looked pretty good. Panthers are holding their own. I get the 49ers in that one, though.
Yeah, I'm a 49ers guy. San Francisco beats the Panthers.
This is the Monday Night Football game, and if you saw it on paper in August, you're like, what? Well, Carolina's sneaking in on a wild card. I think it's going to be a lot closer than we think. I think the Niners are going to just win by maybe a field goal, maybe, but it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a slam dunk. I also don't think the Patriots and the Bengals are a slam dunk. I'm going to go with the Patriots just because of the absences of Jamar Chase and Hendrickson, and Burrow's obviously not playing, so I get the Patriots in this one.
I'm taking the Patriots as well.
Taking the Pats on this one. Flacco may have a good game, but that doesn't really mean anything if you're losing 45.
Yeah, they can't stop anybody. So, yeah. Hey, great show, guys. The Joe Theismann interview was a kind of a big mark for Mike and the Hoss, so pat ourselves on the back for that one. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.